Yeah. We found there's basically two paths of least resistance through. One was the grizzly bear paths, and one was the rivers. We couldn't always follow the rivers, so we used the grizzly bear paths quite often.
Hey, bear! Yo, bear! Hey, bear! Yo, bear! What they tell us not to do here. Walking along stream beds because we're yelling and they can't hear a thing. But Taylor feels good because he's yelling really loud. Hey, man. So, I guess that's something.
Well, we got to at least get by this figure coming down here.
Yeah.
And then we'll see.
If we go up there, the next spot, the next level place to camp isn't going to be until another couple thousand feet, which I'm not really up for right now. I don't know. I'm
camp close to some driftwood so we can have a fire. It's the only time we'll be able to have a fire.
The other thing is,
do you think it opens up further up there? You think it's just going to get worse?
Well, it's going to get narrower and narrower, but I don't think we have to make a decision until we go another quarter mile.
All right. Well, I think we should be looking for sandbanky areas that are high off the water and relatively level for tents. Denison University, Granville, Ohio, and when I was a junior I studied abroad in New Zealand, and there I bought a car and I spent just about every single day in the mountains down there, and it was just an amazing experience. When I came back to Ohio I felt extremely displaced and I was like, what am I doing here? But one of the saving graces was that I was wandering around in the geology department one day and noticed this plaque and picture on the wall of a place called Mount Denison in Alaska, and I was just like, what the hell is that? And turns out that there is a Mount Denison named after Denison University that way. Can't see it right now. I was out in Glacier National Park hiking and camping with a professor of mine, Dr. Buell, and started talking about Mount Denison, and he's like, well, what are you waiting for? Why don't you go do this thing? And I'm like, well, I don't know anything about it. He's like, well, I know some of the guys who first went on the trip. And so that was kind of the catalyst.
My name is Emmett Buell. I'm a political science professor. I've taught at Denison for 39 years. I have been connected in some form or another with Mount Denison expeditions since my friendship with Bill Dennis, a history professor, and Al Parcham, a psychology professor who led the first two expeditions. My role in this was largely in terms of planning and logistical. While they crossed the Shellicroft Strait to the Katmai Peninsula to do the climb, I would stay in Kodiak Island, receive satellite phone calls from them, and send out emails to wives and sweethearts and friends noting their daily progress.
When I really thought about how I wanted to do this and how this thing could come together, I think it's really about people, connection, and adventure, and about this unlikely college in the middle of Ohio called Denison University that's 2,100 kids that has this connection to the tallest peak in the Aleutian Mountain Range, and it's about 100-year history that university has, and you know, it shouldn't be forgotten. It shouldn't be taken for granted. So when I went about and looked at the kind of how I wanted to structure this, I said, why don't we grab, you know, some current students, some current faculty members, some current, and then some recent alumni and some older alumni. I'm 2003 Denison graduate, and I'm kind of a recent alumni. We have Richard Soper, who's a 1978 Denison graduate. He's a little bit older alumni. He was also on the first expedition here, so he's one of the only people who's ever climbed this mountain. We have Dr. Dick McClanahan, our MD, the guy who's going to save us if someone gets hurt and falls down in a crevasse or gets mauled by a bear. Then we have Taylor Nisi, who's a lacrosse player at Denison, and
Keep going. Dude, I got snow all down my pants. It sucks.
yeah, you know, he's from Pacific Northwest. The guy has mammoth legs.
About a year.
Yeah.
Lumberjack legs, man.
Never bringing him out again.
He's definitely not carrying enough weight. We need to redistribute weight after I saw the size of that kid's leg. We ended up having kind of a skewed dynamic. We had two 50-year-old guys, and we had two 20-year-old guys.
This is vintage snow lion. Have you ever heard of them?
Vintage snow lion? No.
It takes another 50-year-old to remember it.
Itsy bitsy's, I don't know. Let the water spout. I don't know.
As down came the rain.
I know, but I don't know how to do the hand things.
We'll make something up.
Then down came the rain and washed the spider out.
I see a family fully scattered all this other day. And then when we were flying over